So without further ado, it is my pleasure to introduce you to our first of three breakout speakers, Mariam Noland. Marion became the founding president of the Community Foundation for Southeast Michigan in 1985. Since its inception, the Community Foundation has distributed approximately $1.1 billion through more than 71,000 grants to nonprofit organizations throughout Wayne, Oakland, Macomb, Monroe, Washtenaw, St. Clair, and Livingston counties. Miriam was one of the key people in gathering support from community leaders for the Grand Bargain, a more than $800 million collaboration that helped Detroit exit bankruptcy. Her community work earned her the Eleanor Jositis Unsung Hero Award and recognition as a Michiganian of the Year by the Detroit News, which referred to Nolan as the ultimate problem solver. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Mariam Noland.
Thank you so much. It's really a pleasure to be with all of you today, and I wish I could see all 145 of you. You heard about how you can really reach out and share with others. Who do you share yourself with? I'm really going to speak with you today about empowerment and civic engagement. So let's first talk about empowerment. I want you to think back to who has really made a very memorable impact in your life. And yes, your parents have had major impact from day one. I was fortunate to be part of a large family, one that was always active in trying to help others. I grew up believing that, of course, everyone was expected to participate in life in the community and to give to others. To this day, I remember my first grade teacher, Miss Morris. She scolded me for being the loudest first grader on the entire playground. And I decided then that I would never be the loudest again, but I would always be heard. Others that have had a big influence include an advisor in graduate school who held my feet to the fire, and president of the first foundation I worked with who put me in positions where I learned at the same time I had to perform, lessons I will never forget. I am fortunate to have had great mentors who have helped me all along the way. But my view is that empowerment is from within oneself. Hundreds of experience tell you that you have the power to achieve, to help others, and to live for more than yourself. You are empowering yourself every day at home, at work, and all you do that impacts others. It's a lived experience. So the question is, how do you use that power? And that leads to the question of, what are you doing in the community? And I'm going to say again, what are you doing in the community? I've had the privilege to lead the Community Foundation for Southeast Michigan with the mission to help improve the lives for all who live and work in the 7 counties of Southeast Michigan. We're not funded by one rich person. We grow by contributions from generous individuals from all across the region. These gifts come during life and sometimes through wills and bequests, and the gifts build endowment to benefit the community. We're then able to make grants to promising programs and organizations. We grow through people like you who learn about the impact the Community Foundation is having in the lives of so many. But back to the question of what you're doing in the community. Let me give you one example of a model leader. That outstanding civic leader is Joseph L. Hudson Jr. You've probably all heard about Joe Hudson and the Hudson's department store. I'm here because of that one person, Joe Hudson. Joe knew that Detroit and Southeast Michigan was a pay-as-you-go community, a community with almost no permanent charitable assets, no endowments. And he knew that endowments are what keeps nonprofits going in tough times, times just like today. Joe worked for 7 years to establish the Community Foundation. Joe is a perfect example of an empowered civic leader. Did you know that at a very young age, he was thrust into leading the Hudson department stores after the very untimely death of the then president? Joe, who came from Buffalo, quickly got involved in Detroit and involved nationally. Most don't know that Joe led the desegregation of department stores nationally. He was the trusted leader who, during the 1967 Detroit riots, was asked to start a combined corporate community organization to bring the community together and begin its healing. That organization still exists today. It's New Detroit. Joe is an institution builder, and the Community Foundation is just another example. All through the years, Joe chose to stay in Detroit and go to work every day, not for himself, but for the community. What he knew was that an organization like the Community Foundation could help break down the boundaries that still divide us, whether it's geography, race, economics, religion, others. The Community Foundation brings people together. We fund projects like new linked greenways that knit together communities where people walk and bike across the city and cross boundaries without even knowing they're doing so. We have young people working together to make grants to programs with other young people. And these young people don't know each other, but come together around a common cause. So thousands and thousands of grants are made every year to new ideas, needed services, to help nonprofits do high quality, important work. We always look for opportunities to develop a sense of the common good. What I've learned through my journey as a civic leader comes not from civic leaders just like Joe Hudson, but also I learned from people in neighborhoods, often through the organizations the Community Foundation supports. One example is S.B. Thomas. After her fiance passed away, she found herself alone during the grieving process. Grief services typically aren't readily available in the Black community, and there's a pervasive stereotype of strong Black women not wanting to display emotions. So when seeking support, she gathered an informal group of friends and community members, allowing for the opportunity for herself and other women to explore their grief, trauma, and pain. This group grew into something more formal and became an organization called Good Grief Detroit. Thanks to a partnership we had with the Max M. and Marjorie S. Fisher Foundation, the Community Foundation was able to make a grant for the training and certification that ultimately helped professionalize her grief services. And now, the Brightmoor community in Detroit has the professional support it needs when Black women need to grieve. But this also gives me an opportunity to recognize the Economic Club. The Detroit Economic Club has always encouraged young people and has students regularly attending sessions. In 2006, the then president of the Economic Club, Jerry established an endowment with the Community Foundation, which is today called the Detroit Economic Club Scholarship Fund, which has already helped nearly 100 students attend college, many of whom would not have been able to do so without this support. Now, I've had the privilege to help hundreds and hundreds of individuals who have used their passion not to just give money, but to also give their time and their leadership. Charities need your time, your skills, your leadership. You're going to have time today to explore topics of empowerment and civic engagement and volunteering and of giving. My advice is don't just look for models, find mentors. And in your busy life, try to find time to give some help to others. What do I think makes a great civic leader? I think it takes empathy, knowledge, courage, creativity, and commitment. And I'll repeat that. It takes empathy, knowledge, courage, creativity, and commitment. I don't believe you have a choice. In today's times, you have the responsibility to get engaged, not just for personal satisfaction, but to help others, to help our community, and to help our country. I know you'll have a great day. So in preparation for your breakout, I'm going to suggest 3 questions for you to use to start your discussion. And these questions are, is there a civic leader in our community who inspires you, and why? As a young leader, how do you see yourself making a difference? And what can a group of young leaders do now to help our communities? Thanks so much. My pleasure sharing some time with you, and I'm going to turn it back to Jason.
Miriam, thank you.